Stop reacting. Start deciding. Every time you react to someone else's opinion, someone else's attitude, someone else's chaos, you give them control over your life. You drain your peace. You hand over your power. This audiobook is a declaration of freedom. You will no longer be controlled by what happens around you. You will master what happens inside you. From this moment forward, nothing gets a reaction out of you that doesn't deserve one. You will be unshakable, untouchable, and finally in control. Absolutely. Here is chapter 1. Emotion is a choice, not a reflex. You feel something and you react. Someone insults you and you snap back. Someone ignores you and you feel offended. Someone disrespects you and your blood begins to boil. That's how most people live. Automatic, emotional, predictable. But that ends here. Emotion is not a reflex. Emotion is a choice. And that means every reaction you've ever given was a decision, whether you realized it or not. You think anger just happens. You think frustration just appears. You think annoyance is automatic. But here's the truth. You allowed it. You chose it. Even if you chose it unconsciously, you have more power than you think. Emotional control isn't some rare personality trait. It's a discipline, a skill, a muscle you train every single day, because the world wants to trigger you. People love seeing you lose control. They love knowing they can pull your string. Every time you react, you teach them how to control you. You teach them what to use against you. You teach them where you are weak. But from this chapter on, you will unteach that. You will take your control back. Pause, breathe, decide. That becomes your new formula. Someone says something stupid, something offensive. Pause, breathe, decide. Someone tries to belittle you in front of others. Pause, breathe, decide. Someone tries to start drama online just to get a rise out of you. Pause, breathe, decide. That is the key. Those 3 words are your protection, your shield, your power. Pause. Break the automatic response. Breathe. Regulate your nervous system. Keep your clarity. Decide. Choose the response that protects your peace and strengthens your future. Because reacting fast is easy. Anyone can do that. It takes 0 strength to erupt. It takes 0 discipline to lash out. It takes weakness to be controlled by everything around you. But to stay calm, to stay unmoved, to stay focused, that takes power, real power. People think walking away makes you weak. They think silence means surrender. They think ignoring petty behavior means they won. They have no idea that you are doing the strongest thing possible, protecting your energy, protecting your peace, protecting your mission. The insult doesn't deserve your reaction. The disrespect doesn't deserve your time. The immaturity doesn't deserve your peace. They want your reaction because your reaction gives them relevance. Don't give them that gift. Here is a simple truth. If they cannot trigger you, they cannot control you. And if they cannot control you, they cannot stop you. Emotion is a choice. Say it out loud. Emotion is a choice. You choose to stay calm. You choose to stay focused. You choose to stay in control. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine someone bumps into you on purpose. They smirk. They wait for you to snap. The old you would react immediately. How dare they? But the new you pauses. The new you breathes. The new you decide. You walk away. Not because you fear them, but because you value yourself. You walk away not because you couldn't fight back, but because your mission is more important than this moment. You walk away not because you're weak, but because you refuse to be controlled. That is power. That is emotional discipline. That is the new version of you. Here's another truth you must swallow. Not every emotion deserves expression. Some emotions deserve silence. Some emotions deserve to be ignored. Some emotions deserve to die inside you before they ever reach your tongue. You don't need to defend yourself every time. You don't need to explain yourself every time. You don't need to react every time. You have a choice, always. The greatest leaders in history had one thing in common. They mastered themselves before they mastered the world. They didn't react to every distraction. They didn't react to every rumor. They didn't react to every critic. They responded only when it mattered. That is the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck. Your reaction reveals your priorities. Your reaction exposes your focus. Your reaction identifies your greatest weakness. So you will choose reactions that reflect strength. You will choose responses that reflect intelligence. You will choose actions that reflect discipline, because life will always test you. People will always poke. The world will always try to push your buttons. But you will become buttonless, untouchable, unbothered, not cold, not emotionless, just in control. You are not guided by the chaos around you. You are guided by the clarity within you. When you feel the heat rising, when your hands shake, when your jaw tightens, that moment is not weakness. That moment is the doorway, a test, chance to rise, chance to choose. Choose discipline over impulse. Choose intelligence over instinct. Choose power over reaction. Say it again. Pause, breathe, decide. Those 3 words will save your relationship. They will protect your future. They will elevate your life. From this chapter forward, no more automatic reactions. No more emotional surrender. No more losing your power to meaningless moments. You are the one in control. You hold the steering wheel of your life. You choose the direction. Emotion is a choice, and choosing correctly will make you unstoppable. You mastered the first truth. Your emotions belong to you, no one else. Now it's time to learn the most dangerous power you possess, your silence. Chapter 2. Silence is a superpower. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 2. Silence is a superpower. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not fear. Silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. Silence is intelligence. Silence is power. The loudest one in the room is rarely the strongest. The one who reacts first is rarely the one in control. The one who cannot stay quiet is already defeated. You don't become powerful by talking. You become powerful by listening, watching, observing, understanding. You gain power when you stop explaining yourself. You gain power when you stop defending yourself. You gain power when you stop reacting to every small thing. Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't defend. That is the new rule. When you stay silent, something incredible happens. People reveal themselves, their motives, their insecurity, their desperation for attention, their need for validation. When you speak less, you see more. You notice more. You understand more. Silence opens your eyes, because when you talk too much, you miss everything. When you talk too much, your emotions take over. When you talk too much, you give away all your power. The world has convinced you that you must respond, that you must have an opinion, that you must always say something. No. The strongest person in any situation is the one with the discipline to say nothing and wait. Wait for the right moment. Wait for clarity. Wait for advantage. Silence gives you that advantage. Silence forces others to fill the space. They talk. They reveal. They slip up. They show weakness. You say nothing, and you learn everything. This is how real leaders operate. They don't shout commands. They give quiet direction. They don't argue for respect. They earn it through action. They don't need to be understood. They need to be effective. Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't defend. That is the key. Here's the truth. People try to provoke reactions because they want to feel powerful. They want to see you lose control. They want to know they can influence your emotions. But when you don't react, you deny them what they crave most. You become unpredictable, uncontrollable, untouchable. Your silence exposes their noise. Your calm exposes their chaos. Your discipline exposes their insecurity. Silence is a mirror. It forces others to confront who they are. When you stop defending yourself, you stop giving the world the power to judge you. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop giving the world access to your thoughts. When you stop responding emotionally, you stop giving the world control over your mind. Silence is protection. Silence is peace. Silence is strength. Think about the moments you regret the most, the arguments you shouldn't have entered, the words you shouldn't have said, the reactions that weren't worth it. Almost every regret begins with speaking too soon. But silence? You will never regret silence. You will never regret staying calm. You will never regret thinking before responding. You will never regret choosing peace over ego. You have a choice. Always choose silence. Choose discipline. Choose power. Let me give you a real example. Someone insults you publicly. Everyone watches. They want drama. They want a show. The weak will shout back. The ego-driven will defend themselves. The emotional will react instantly. But the powerful? They smile. They stay silent. They walk away because they know the truth. Your silence is louder than any reaction you could ever give. You are not here to win small battles. You are here to win a bigger war. The war over your own attention, your own focus, your own destiny. And silence protects that focus. Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't defend. This isn't about being passive. This isn't about being afraid. This is about choosing what deserves your energy. Your silence should not come from fear. Your silence should come from confidence. Confidence that you know who you are. Confidence that others' opinions do not define you. Confidence that results speak louder than words ever could. Let the world wonder what you think. Let them question how you feel. Let them create their own narratives. Your silence will confuse them, and your success will answer them. Remember this: noise is often a disguise for insecurity. Silence is often a sign of mastery. When you don't say anything, you maintain control. Control of the pace, control of the narrative, control of yourself. And the person who controls themselves controls everything. Your silence is not emptiness. Your silence is full of discipline, of intention, of strength. Every time you want to respond, stop. Every time you want to argue, pause. Every time you want to defend yourself, breathe. You have a choice, and silence is always the stronger choice. Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't defend. Say it again. Don't respond. Don't explain. Don't defend. This chapter is not telling you to mute your voice forever. This chapter is teaching you to use your voice with precision, with strategy, with power. Speak only when speaking creates progress. Speak only when speaking creates growth. Speak only when speaking creates value. When you're silent, you're building strength. When you're silent, you're building clarity. When you're silent, you're building yourself. And soon, the world will see what silence was preparing. Because when you finally speak, your words will carry weight. Your voice will command attention. Your presence will shift the room. Silence is not absence. Silence is preparation. You now understand this superpower, and soon you'll use it effortlessly. But silence alone isn't enough. You must also control what you allow into your mind. If silence is the shield, then focus is the sword. You've learned how to protect your power by saying nothing. Now it's time to protect your mind by choosing what gets in and what stays out. Chapter 3. Remove yourself from the noise. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 3. Remove yourself from the noise. The world is loud. People shout their opinions. Everyone wants attention. Everything competes for your mind. And most of it, it's noise. Noise steals your focus. Noise steals your discipline. Noise steals your peace. Noise wants you reactive, emotional, unfocused. Noise wants you weak. Noise wants you distracted. You must remove yourself from the noise. That's the key. If it drains you, exit. If it overwhelms you, exit. If it disrespects you, exit. You have a choice. A simple one. Protect your energy or lose it. Your environment programs your reactions. Your environment shapes your behavior. Your environment influences your identity. If you stay in chaos, you behave chaotically. If you live in distraction, you lose your direction. If you surround yourself with noise, you forget what your voice sounds like. You must become intentional about where you place yourself, who you allow near you, what you allow around you. This is not selfish. This is survival. Let's be real. Most stress in your life comes from things you can simply walk away from. Drama? Walk away. Gossip? Walk away. Arguments that go nowhere? walk away. People who feed off negativity, walk away. Places that destroy your mood, walk away. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You don't even need to explain. Exit quietly, without apology. If it drains you, exit. Noise is addictive. People love chaos because chaos distracts them from their own shortcomings. They search for conflict because they are terrified of silence. Don't become like them. You are building something. You are becoming someone. You are rising above the noise. You cannot become disciplined while surrounded by the undisciplined. You cannot master your reactions while living in triggers. You cannot elevate your thinking while drowning in distractions. So, what must you do? You must curate your environment like your future depends on it, because it does. Remove toxicity from your phone. Remove laziness from your daily circle. Remove negativity from your mind. If it drains you, exit. Here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your surroundings. Want to transform your life? Start by transforming what surrounds your life. Look at your digital world. Are group chats filled with nonsense? Exit them. Are you scrolling endlessly through negativity? Unfollow it. Do notifications pull your attention every 5 seconds? Turn them off. You have a choice. It's not about perfection. It's about discipline. You can't keep complaining about stress while subscribing to stress daily. Noise is a trap. It promises connection, but delivers confusion. It promises entertainment, but delivers emptiness. Take back your attention. Take back your peace. Take back your life. If it drains you, exit. Let's make this practical. Here is your checklist. 1. Audit your circle. Anyone who mocks your progress, doubts your goals, or thrives on your mistakes, remove them from access. 2. Audit your content. If what you consume doesn't teach you, uplift you, or sharpen you, delete it. 3. Audit your spaces. Messy rooms lead to messy thoughts. A clean environment creates a clean mind. Small changes, massive impact. Noise weakens your focus. A powerful mind requires peace. Peace requires boundaries. You control the door to your life. Not everyone should get through it. Not everyone should stay in it. You are not obligated to stay where you are no longer growing. You are not obligated to participate in anything that brings out the worst in you. You are not obligated to keep connections that harm your spirit. You have a choice. Always. If it drains you, exit. There is bravery in walking away. There is strength in choosing silence over drama. There is power in saying no more. When you remove noise, you reveal clarity. When you remove chaos, you reveal direction. When you remove distractions, you reveal who you are meant to become. Imagine how different your life would be if you guarded your attention as fiercely as your phone battery. If you protected your peace like you protect your pride. If you defended your future like you defend your excuses. Most people lose because they're too available to the wrong people, too accessible to the wrong influences, too surrounded by the wrong energy. Step away. Not forever. Just long enough to evolve. Then watch how many people suddenly notice your absence. Watch how many suddenly question your silence. Watch how many suddenly want your time again. They didn't care about you. They cared about the entertainment your reactions provided. Exit. And let your success become the noise that replaces their noise. This is your new mindset. If it doesn't align with your goals, gone. If it doesn't support your growth, gone. If it doesn't respect your peace, gone. You have a choice, and your choice builds your life. Remove yourself from the noise so you can finally hear your purpose. Don't forget the rule. If it drains you, exit. Say it again. If it drains you, exit. One more time. If it drains you, exit. This is not running away. This is moving forward, strategically, powerfully, intentionally. Your reactions belong to you. Your peace belongs to you. Your life belongs to you. Protect it, because the next level of your life cannot be reached with the same distractions that kept you stuck in your last one. Chapter 4. Validation is a prison. Seek outcomes, not applause. You're trapped, not by chains, not by walls, not by your circumstances. You're trapped by approval. Every time you open your mouth, every move you make, every risk you consider, you hesitate. You check the room. You wait for a reaction. You want to smile. You want to like. You want to comment. You want someone anyone to tell you you're doing the right thing. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Reacting for approval is the fastest route to disappointment, because when you rely on others to validate you, you give them control. They become the gatekeepers of your confidence, your ambition, your identity. You become a performer in your own life. They clap, you continue. They stay silent, you freeze. Their opinions become your oxygen. Their attention becomes your motivation. Their approval becomes your permission. And you wonder why you're exhausted. You're chasing something that's not even real. You're trying to satisfy minds that don't think about you. People who don't care enough to remember your last attempt. Let me say it clearly. The only validation you need is from your future self. Not your friends, not your family, not strangers online. Not the crowd. Your future self is the only person living with the results of your decisions. Everyone else is just watching. You post something. You wait. You refresh. You look again. No likes yet. Your chest gets tight. Your mind spirals. You start deleting parts of yourself to avoid the feeling of being ignored. You shrink. You censor the ambition burning inside you because someone might roll their eyes. You hide your goals because someone might laugh. You stay small so strangers won't be uncomfortable. But listen, you don't need their permission. Their opinion doesn't pay your bills. Their applause doesn't build your discipline. Their approval doesn't guarantee your success. They can't walk your journey for you. They won't feel your regret for you. They won't save you from the consequences of doing nothing. Your life is your responsibility. So why do you let the crowd dictate your direction? You want a simple rule? Here it is. Seek outcomes, not applause. Focus on what moves you forward. Measure progress by what you build, not by who claps. Success isn't a popularity contest. It's a consistency contest. Millions of people waste their best years performing for an imaginary audience. They want validation for trying instead of results for finishing. They want to be seen working instead of actually working. Let me ask you, what if nobody noticed your progress for 5 years? Would you still keep going? That's the real test, because discipline continues long after attention disappears. Approval addiction is a silent killer. It kills authenticity. It kills courage. It kills growth. You think you're protecting yourself from embarrassment, but what you're really protecting is your comfort zone. And comfort zones destroy ambition. Every major leap you take will be questioned. Every new version of you will be challenged. Every bold step threatens the people who refuse to move. So they judge, they gossip, they doubt, not because you're wrong, but because you remind them that they haven't changed. Stop shrinking for people who refuse to grow. Stop waiting for people who will never clap for you. They don't hate your progress. They hate their stagnation. What should you do instead? 3 rules. Rule number 1. Build in silence. Not everything needs to be announced. Let results introduce you. Rule number 2. Measure actions, not reactions. Did you show up today? Did you execute? That's the win. Rule number 3. Validate through evidence. Earn your confidence through repetition and results. Prove yourself to yourself. You want self-worth? Earn it. You want confidence? Train it. You want respect? Show discipline. Because here's the truth that frees you. People respect the results you produce, not the attention you beg for. The future version of you, the one who made it, is watching the decisions you make today. They're not impressed by your likes. They're not impressed by your followers. They're impressed by your resilience, your grit, your refusal to quit even when no one is watching. You think validation comes from applause, but real validation comes from outcomes. Seek outcomes, not applause. Every minute you obsess over approval, you delay your success. Every time you wait for permission, you waste momentum. Every moment spent explaining yourself is a moment stolen from execution. People don't owe you understanding. They don't owe you support. They don't owe you recognition. So stop waiting for them to give what they never will. You have a choice. Become the person your future self will thank, or remain trapped by the expectations of people who will never matter. You are not here to be liked. You are here to become undeniable. Let them misunderstand you. Let them doubt you. Let them ignore you. Because when the results come, they won't be able to. Validation is a prison. Freedom comes from self-discipline. You don't need applause to finish the mission. You just need commitment. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. You've broken the chains of external approval. Now it's time to confront the real enemy of progress, the time you waste trying to look busy instead of being productive. You understand validation. Now, let's talk about the true currency of your life. Chapter 5. People use your emotions against you. Chapter 5. People use your emotions against you. They can't control what they can't trigger. People watch you more closely than you think. They watch how you react. They study what makes you angry, what makes you insecure, what makes you jealous, what makes you break. And the moment they figure it out, they use it. Because emotions are levers, and most people pull those levers to benefit themselves, not you. This is the game. People don't control you through force. They control you through your reactions. Every time you explode, you give them power. Every time you get defensive, you confirm their influence. Every time you show your weakness, you hand them a weapon with your name on it. Let's establish the rule. The more they know what upsets you, the more they'll poke. Not because they hate you, but because control gives them comfort, power, advantage. They want to know they can push you off center. They want to know that a single sentence can ruin your day. They want to know your emotions belong to them. But here's the key. They can't control what they can't trigger. You want to take back your power? Stop being emotionally predictable. Think about it. Every argument you've walked into, you already lost the moment you reacted. They didn't need strength. They didn't need proof. They just needed you emotional. Because when your emotions go up, your intelligence goes down. You stop thinking. You start reacting, and reactions are easy to manipulate. You want a simple truth? People don't need to beat you if they can break you, and they break you by getting inside your head. So, what's the solution? Emotional discipline, not suppression. Control. You don't bury emotions. You manage them. You redirect them. You master them. Because emotional discipline is a weapon, the strongest one you have. Stronger than talent. Stronger than money. Stronger than status. Why? Because someone with emotional discipline is unplayable. You can't embarrass them. You can't intimidate them. You can't guilt trip them. You can't get a reaction. Because their standards control their actions, not their feelings. Here's the harsh truth you must accept. Not everyone wants you to win. Some people want entertainment, and your emotional meltdown is their favorite show. When they know the exact words that trigger you, they'll use them like buttons, your buttons. So, remove the buttons, remove the triggers, remove the access. Be unpredictable. Give them nothing to manipulate. Silence will confuse them. Stillness will frustrate them. Calmness will destroy them. Because when you don't respond the way they expect, they lose their script. They lose their strategy. They lose control. Let's talk specifics. Here's how you build emotional discipline. Rule number 1. Slow your response. Pause. Breathe. Think. A delayed reaction is a controlled reaction. Rule number 2. Respond with intention, not impulse. Ask yourself, does this move me forward? If not, don't give it energy. Rule number 3. Stop explaining yourself to people who want confusion, not clarity. They don't want an answer. They want access. Don't give it to them. Rule number 4. Understand their motives. Most attacks are projections, their insecurity disguised as criticism. Rule number 5. Replace reactions with standards. I don't respond to disrespect. I don't engage in nonsense. I don't give free access to my emotions. Your standards become your shield. Let's make it even more practical. Someone mocks your dreams? Smile. Keep building. Someone tries to embarrass you? Stand tall. They shrink. Someone demands a reaction? Give them indifference. It destroys them. People expect you to break, so don't. That alone is victory. Discipline is refusing to hand them control. Understand this. Influence always flows toward the calmer person. The louder they get, The quieter you become, the more emotional they get, the more logical you remain, the more they push, the more grounded you stay. And soon, they'll realize something terrifying. They can't move you anymore. That's the moment they lose. That's the moment you win. Because when people can't manipulate your emotions, they have to face their own. You have a choice. You can live emotionally exposed, reacting to every comment, every insult, every slight. Or you can become the kind of person who only moves with purpose. You can be ruled by your triggers, or you can remove their power completely. You decide. Remember, they can't control what they can't trigger. Being unshakable is not about being emotionless. It's about being in charge. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about protecting who you are becoming. Your focus is forward. Your attention is your armor. Your discipline is your freedom. Let them poke. Let them test you. Let them try to get inside your head. All they'll find now is silence and strength. You just learned emotional defense. Now it's time to learn offensive power, the kind that builds a life no one can undermine. You've mastered your reactions. Now let's talk about mastering your focus. Chapter 6. Reactions reveal your weakest points. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 6. Reactions reveal your weakest points. Own the trigger before it owns you. Every reaction tells a story, not about the world, but about you. Your reactions expose your insecurities. Your reactions expose your fears. Your reactions expose your emotional weak spot. If someone can push you into anger with a single sentence, they know where you're fragile. They know where you haven't healed. They know where you still bleed. That's the danger, because every emotional outburst becomes a confession. Here, this is where I'm breakable. And the world listens. The world watches. The world remembers. It builds a map, a trigger map. Your jealousy, your comparison, your fear of being overlooked, your obsession with being chosen, those are pins on the map. And the moment your weakness becomes visible, someone will use it. Not everyone, but someone. You have a choice. Own the trigger before it owns you. And let's break down the 3 biggest emotional triggers most people suffer from. 1. Jealousy and social comparison. You see someone winning online, a life you think you deserve, and suddenly your chest tightens. You scroll faster. You swallow bitterness. You wonder why it isn't you. That emotional spike? That's insecurity. That's envy. That's a trigger. Understand this. Comparison is a reaction. Improvement is a decision. Jealousy doesn't reveal someone else's greatness. It reveals your belief that you aren't enough. That's what you must fix. Not the other person's success. Not the app. Not the world's attention. You. Because if another human being living well offends you, your focus is broken, and broken focus is the fastest path to losing. 2. Gossip and reputation anxiety. Someone mentions your name. You instantly want to defend yourself. You want to correct the rumors. You want to win the narrative. That's the trap. When gossip pulls you in, you hand your peace over to people who don't deserve influence over your life. You don't need their permission to exist. Your truth doesn't collapse because someone lies. Your path doesn't derail because someone talks. Reaction is optional. Silence is power. When you're busy arguing with small minds, you abandon big goals. That's the strategy of the weak. Pull you down by pulling you off course. Don't fall for it. Don't take the bait. Don't respond. If it doesn't build your future, it doesn't deserve your attention. 3. Status competition and ego triggers. Someone else gets the spotlight. You feel invisible. You want credit. You want recognition. You want applause. Here's a harsh truth. Needing attention is the loudest sign of internal emptiness. Validation is not food. Praise is not oxygen. Applause is not proof. You don't rise by proving yourself. You rise by improving yourself. Your ego wants reaction. Your discipline wants results. Choose discipline, because ego ruins more potential than fear ever will. Now let's get direct. Whatever triggers you, owns you. And the only way to reclaim control is by understanding your emotions before others weaponize them. Here's how. The 3-step trigger mastery method. Step 1. Identify the pattern. Ask yourself, what situations make me lose control? Who can always get a reaction out of me? What comments cut the deepest? Name the trigger. Say it out loud. Awareness is the first battle. You can't defeat what you refuse to acknowledge. Step 2. Ask, why does this bother me? Go deeper. Why does their success bother you? Why does their opinion matter? Why does that comment hurt? The trigger is never the trigger. It's the wound beneath it. If someone calls you lazy and you explode, it's because you fear it might be true. If someone ignores you and you panic, it's because you're afraid of being forgotten. Triggers aren't random. They're mirrors. They show you the work that's left to do. Step 3. Choose a new response. You have a choice. Every time, even in the heat of emotion. Pause, breathe, decide. Replace chaos with clarity. I control my state. I won't give away power. I choose discipline over reaction. That's the key. You're not trying to feel less. You're learning to choose better. Let's get even more practical. Here are scripts to replace emotional habits. When jealousy hits, their success doesn't steal mine. My time is coming. When gossip circles, your opinion can't rewrite my future. When ego screams for attention, I don't need recognition to be rising. Every time you choose calm, the trigger loses strength. Every time you rise above, you rewire your identity. You become someone harder to shake, harder to influence, harder to break. Understand this. Your emotional stability makes you dangerous because manipulators lose interest when their games stop working, because competitors panic when your confidence is real, because critics go silent when your progress becomes undeniable. No one can use your emotions against you once you master what they reveal. You have work to do. Not on them, on you. Heal the insecurity. Strengthen the standard. Raise the discipline. Do that, and every trigger becomes a teacher. Every reaction becomes a choice. Every weakness becomes power. Own the trigger before it owns you. Your new identity begins with emotional intelligence. Your new strength begins with emotional control. No more exposed nerves. No more open vulnerabilities. No more giving people easy access to your state. You protect your mind. You guard your peace. You become untriggerable. That's freedom. That's control. That's strength. You've learned to defend your attention. Now it's time to build the inner force that pushes you forward when motivation disappears. Because real growth doesn't depend on inspiration. It depends on discipline. You've controlled the trigger. Now you will master the grind. Chapter 7. Slow everything down. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 7. Slow everything down. Hesitate and elevate. Speed feels powerful. Instant reactions feel bold. Immediate responses feel justified. But speed is a trick. Speed is a trap. Speed is how you lose control. Because the faster you react, the more you act from emotion, not intelligence. You snap. You panic. You defend. You explain. You chase approval. You hand your power over to the moment. Understand this. Pace is power. Not rushing, not exploding, not responding instantly. Power is patience. Power is pause. Power is precision. You have a choice every time. The choice to breathe. The choice to wait. The choice to evaluate before you react. That's the key. Let's study the quiet truth. The slower you respond, the smarter you respond. Great athletes don't move fast because they panic. They move fast because they slow down their minds. They see the field 1 second ahead. They stay calm when everyone else is frantic. That's why they win. Elite monks do the same. They breathe before the emotion speaks. They think before the impulse acts. They observe before the ego flares. That's real control. emotional control, internal control. And CEOs, leaders, builders, they don't rush decisions. They don't speak to fill silence. They wait. They process. They choose the move that matters. Always remember, reaction is instinct. Response is strategy. You don't need anyone's permission to slow down. You just need discipline. Let's break this down into 3 truths. Truth number 1. Rapid reactions are red flags. When you act instantly, you reveal your insecurity. You reveal your fear. You reveal your lack of self-command. The world sees, that's where they're weak. Someone insults you, you lash out. Now they know anger is your leash. Someone ignores you, you chase. Now they know attention is your drug. Someone disagrees with you, you argue. Now they know ego is your master. Instant reactions expose your soft spots. Slow reactions show strength. Remember, silence isn't weakness. Silence is strategy. Truth number 2. Timing decides who wins. Even the right move at the wrong time is the wrong move. Let that sink in. You can be brilliant. You can be right. You can be deserving. But if you rush, you lose. Timing creates advantage. Timing creates leverage. Timing creates dominance. A fighter doesn't swing every second. He waits for one opening, one perfect moment. That's when the knockout lands. Life is the same. Don't react to every moment. Master the moment that matters. Pause. Breathe. Decide. You control the timing. You control the outcome. Truth number 3. Slowing down builds discipline. When you force yourself to wait, you train strength most people will never have. You train patience. You train emotional maturity. You train clarity over chaos. It's not about being slow. It's about being deliberate. Every pause is a message. I am in control. My mind leads my emotions. I choose the pace. Slow is smooth. Smooth is strong. Strong becomes unstoppable. Hesitate and elevate. Now, let's turn this philosophy into action. Here's your transformation plan. The controlled timing system. Step 1. When you feel triggered, stop. No retaliation, no defending. No reacting on instinct. You don't need their permission to take a moment for yourself. If you feel the fire rising, stop talking. If your chest tightens, stop typing. If anger pushes forward, step back. Silence saves you from stupid decisions. Step 2. Count to 5. 5 seconds is all you need to shift from emotion to intelligence. 1. Breathe. 2. Observe. 3. Release the ego. 4. Consider consequences. 5. Choose the better response. Control the internal storm before you speak into the world. Step 3. Ask, what serves my future? Not your ego, not your pride, not the moment, your future. Does reacting help your mission? Does responding help your progress? Does action move you forward? If not, you already have the answer. Don't respond. This is how you rise. This is how you protect your power. Not by being silent forever, but by choosing when your voice matters. Let's get specific. Here are common situations and the controlled timing strategy for each. 1. Someone disrespects you. Look, don't react. Walk away in strength. 2. Someone tries to embarrass you. Smile. Keep moving. Silence defeats them. 3. Someone rushes you for a decision. If they need your instant yes, the answer is no. 4. Someone argues emotionally. Let them shout. You choose calm. Calm wins. You don't always win by fighting. You win by thinking. You don't need their permission to protect your peace. Let's deepen the psychology. Fast reactions come from fear. Fear of being wrong. Fear of being judged. Fear of losing status. Slow responses come from strength. Strength of self-belief. Strength of emotional mastery. Strength of knowing who you are. You choose who you become. You can be the person whose emotions drag them around like a puppet, or the person who moves like a deliberate force. One is chaotic. One is unstoppable. Remember this rule. If someone can speed you up, they can control you. People will pressure you. Hurry up. Answer now. Say something. React. Don't. That urgency is manipulation. That pressure is a trap. When you feel the external force, slow down even more. Your life doesn't run on their clock. Let me make this perfectly clear. If you can master your pace, if you can control your timing, if you can slow down your reactions, you become someone who can't be rushed, can't be rattled, can't be played. You become the person everyone else must adjust to. That's dominance. That's power. That's mastery. Hesitate and elevate. You're learning to protect your emotions. You're learning to protect your choices. Now it's time to protect your environment, because self-control collapses when you surround yourself with chaos. Let's build the world around you to support the world within you. You don't need permission. You need discipline. Slow down. Rise up. Control everything. Now, let's take the next step. Chapter 8. Detachment is a discipline. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 8. Detachment is a discipline. Detachment is a power move. Not cold, not careless, not heartless. Disciplined. You must learn to care deeply about what matters and refuse to care at all about what doesn't. Your mission deserves your attention. Your distractions do not. This is where most people lose. They don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they absorb everything. Every comment, every insult, every doubt, every distraction. They take it personally. They let it inside. They believe it. And the moment you absorb useless noise, you lose focus on your purpose. So hear me clearly. Observe, don't absorb. Someone criticizes you? Observe it. Don't absorb it. Someone mocks your ambition? Observe it. Don't absorb it. Someone leaves you out, counts you out, or roots against you? Observe it. Don't absorb it. That's the discipline. Your emotional reactions should never control your actions. Your choices should. You have a choice. Always. Every single time. They push. They poke. They try to throw you off. You don't have to bite. Detach. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care correctly. Care about your growth. Care about your results. Care about your identity. Care about your effort. That's what you control. That's the key. Detachment reveals who runs your life, your emotions or your discipline. Because when emotions run the show, bad decisions follow. You yell back. You chase validation. You defend yourself constantly. You respond too fast. You react without thinking. You get pulled into pointless arguments with people who do not pay your bills, love you sincerely, or contribute to your future. Ask yourself, does this situation deserve access to my energy? If the answer is no, detach. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every person deserves your attention. Stop being accessible to stress. Stop being available to chaos. Stop being emotionally affordable. Your peace has a price. Make it expensive. When you detach, you think sharper. You see moves ahead. You become strategic instead of reactive. Emotional distance equals better decisions, better timing, better life. Look at elite world performers, athletes, investors, executives, military leaders. They do not let pressure flood their mind. They don't let noise dictate their next step. They observe, they stay aware, they calculate, they wait, then they strike. That is detachment. This is also how you break the cycle of overthinking. You are drowning in thoughts because you are attached to everything. What if they think I'm stupid? Observe the thought. Don't absorb it. What if I fail and people laugh? Observe the fear. Don't absorb it. What if I'm not enough? Observe the insecurity. Don't absorb it. You are not required to believe every thought that shows up in your mind. Detachment is choosing which thoughts get to stay. You have a choice. Always. Detach from the opinions of others. You don't need their permission. Detach from the outcome. You focus on effort. The results will follow. Detach from your excuses. They are lies disguised as comfort. Detach from the past. It is not your prison, unless you keep revisiting the cell. Detach from guilt. You paid your price. Move forward. Detach from jealousy. Someone else's win doesn't steal yours. Detach from control. You can't micromanage every variable. Focus only on what you command. Your work, your consistency, your discipline. That's your battlefield. When you detach, you create space. Space for clarity. Space for self-respect. Space for higher standards. When emotion no longer hijacks your mind, progress accelerates. Your new mantra: observe, don't absorb. You see the situation for what it is, not what your fear paints it to be. You see people for who they are, not who you wish they were. You respond with strength, not ego. Because here's the truth. Attachment is ego-driven. Detachment is mission-driven. People who attach to everything become controlled by everything. People who detach from what doesn't matter become unstoppable. The world will still test you. It will throw chaos your way. It will try to pull you into drama. Your discipline must be stronger than your triggers. So starting today, when someone judges you, observe, don't absorb. When disappointment tries to break you, observe, don't absorb. When fear screams loudly, observe, don't absorb. Detach from emotional excitement so you can execute on long-term greatness. You're not here to impress the crowd. You're here to honor the commitment. Your mission requires a quiet mind, a steady heart, a disciplined soul. Every moment you choose. React like the old you or respond like the future you. Don't get baited. Don't get distracted. Don't get emotionally kidnapped. Stay focused, stay locked in, stay detached. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being flawless. It's about being disciplined. You have a mission. You have a purpose. You have a responsibility to your future self. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Observe, don't absorb. That's the discipline. That's the power. That's how you stay in control. You've now learned how to remove emotion's grip from your decisions. You now understand how detachment strengthens your focus. You now see how discipline frees your mind. So let's take the next step. You've mastered emotional distance. Now it's time to master the power of stillness. Chapter 9. Protect your peace like property. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 9. Protect your peace like property. Your mind is the most valuable real estate you own. Treat it like property. Guard it like a fortress. Defend it like your life depends on it, because it does. You wouldn't let a stranger walk into your home, so why do you let strangers walk into your head? Think about it. You let their opinions take a seat. You let their negativity sleep over. You let their judgment rearrange your furniture, your confidence, your clarity, your focus. Stop doing that. Stop giving people rent-free access to your mental space. Your peace is expensive. Reactions are cheap. Choose the expensive option. Peace first. Peace always. That's the rule. Your peace doesn't get thrown away because someone was rude. Your peace doesn't crumble because someone didn't approve. Your peace doesn't disappear because life gets noisy. If you lose your peace every time life throws a punch, you will never survive the fight. Listen carefully. Anyone can steal from you if you leave the door open, and most people do. Not because they're thieves, but because you're unguarded. Your peace deserves protection, not permission, not negotiation. Protection. You have a choice every day, every moment. Will you live in reaction mode or protection mode? Reaction mode is weak. Reaction mode is blind. Reaction mode is emotional chaos. Someone says something stupid, you react. Someone posts something disrespectful, you react. Someone doesn't text you back, you react. That's how you lose. That's how they win. Reactions hand power to other people. Protection keeps the power inside you. That's the key. You need boundaries. Strong ones, non-negotiable ones. Boundaries around your time. Boundaries around your attention. Boundaries around your energy. If someone drains you, limit access. If someone disrespects you, remove access. If someone threatens your peace, deny access. No apology, no explanation, no guilt. They don't need your permission to feel offended. You don't need their approval to protect your peace. This is not selfish. This is survival, because when peace is gone, clarity is gone, discipline is gone, power is gone. Your future depends on a calm mind. Chaos is the enemy. Noise is the distraction. Drama is the trap. Most people don't fail because they lack skill. They fail because they lack silence. They're too busy reacting to nonsense and calling it life. You don't need more motivation. You need more protection. So from this moment forward, stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your decisions. Stop chasing understanding from people who refuse to understand. Peace first. Peace always. Train yourself to choose silence instead of argument. Train yourself to choose distance instead of confrontation. Train yourself to choose calm instead of chaos. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. You can't fight every battle. You can't fix every person. You can't respond to every insult. But you can control what gets in. Your peace is your filter. If it doesn't support your growth, block it. If it doesn't match your mission, reject it. If it doesn't align with your identity, remove it. People will question your silence. People will be confused by your boundaries. They will say you've changed. Good. You're supposed to. Growth will always require insulation. Elevation will always require separation. Peacemakers aren't passive. They're protectors. You must become the guard of your inner world, because not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves to know your fears. Not everyone deserves to touch your peace. There is strength in choosing who enters your space. There is power in saying no. There is confidence in protecting your sanity. This is not selfish. This is survival. Because when peace is gone, clarity is gone, discipline is gone, power is gone. Your future depends on a calm mind. Chaos is the enemy. Noise is the distraction. Drama is the trap. Most people don't fail because they lack skill. They fail because they lack silence. They're too busy reacting to nonsense and calling it life. You don't need more motivation. You need more protection. So from this moment forward, stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your decisions. Stop chasing understanding from people who refuse to understand. Peace first. Peace always. Train yourself to choose silence instead of arguments. Train yourself to choose distance instead of confrontation. Train yourself to choose calm instead of chaos. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. You can't fight every battle. You can't fix every person. You can't respond to every insult. But you can control what gets in. Your peace is your filter. If it doesn't support your growth, block it. If it doesn't match your mission, reject it. If it doesn't align with your identity, remove it. People will question your silence. People will be confused by your boundaries. They will say you've changed. Good. You're supposed to. Growth will always require insulation. Elevation will always require separation. Peacemakers aren't passive. They're protectors. You must become the guard of your inner world, because not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves to touch your fears. Not everyone deserves to touch your peace. There is strength in choosing who enters your space. There is power in saying no. There is confidence in protecting your sanity. This is not selfish. This is survival. Because when peace is gone, clarity is gone. Discipline is gone. Power is gone. Your future depends on a calm mind. Chaos is the enemy. Noise is the distraction. Drama is the trap. Most people don't fail because they lack skill. They fail because they lack silence. They're too busy reacting to nonsense and calling it life. You don't need more motivation. You need more protection. So from this moment forward, stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your decisions. Stop chasing understanding from people who refuse to understand. Peace first. Peace always. Train yourself to choose silence instead of arguments. Train yourself to choose distance instead of confrontation. Train yourself to choose calm instead of chaos. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. You can't fight every battle. You can't fix every person. You can't respond to every insult. But you can control what gets in. Your peace is your filter. If it doesn't support your growth, block it. If it doesn't match your mission, reject it. If it doesn't align with your identity, remove it. People will question your silence. People will be confused by your boundaries. They will say you've changed. Good. You're supposed to. Growth will always require insulation. Elevation will always require separation. Peacemakers aren't passive. They're protectors. You must become the guard of your inner world because not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves to touch your fears. Not everyone deserves to touch your peace. There is strength in choosing who enters your space. There is power in saying no. There is confidence in protecting your sanity. This is not selfish. This is survival because when peace is gone, clarity is gone, discipline is gone, power is gone. Your future depends on a calm mind. Chaos is the enemy. Noise is the distraction. Drama is the trap. Most people don't fail because they lack skill. They fail because they lack silence. They're too busy reacting to nonsense and calling it life. You don't need more motivation. You need more protection. So from this moment forward, stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your decisions. Stop chasing understanding from people who refuse to understand. Peace first. Peace always. Train yourself to choose silence instead of arguments. Train yourself to choose distance instead of confrontation. Train yourself to choose calm instead of chaos. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. You can't fight every battle. You can't fix every person. You can't respond to every insult. But you can control what gets in. Your peace is your filter. If it doesn't support your growth, block it. If it doesn't match your mission, reject it. If it doesn't align with your identity, remove it. People will question your silence. People will be confused by your boundaries. They will say you've changed. Good. You're supposed to. Growth will always require insulation. Elevation will always require separation. Peacemakers aren't passive. They're protectors. You must become the guard of your inner world because not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone deserves to touch your fears. Not everyone deserves to touch. Absolutely. Here is Chapter 10. The strength of not caring. There is a difference between weakness and strength. There is a difference between apathy and discipline. There is a difference between giving up and choosing what matters. Not caring is not laziness. Not caring is not ignoring reality. Not caring is prioritization at its highest level. You have a choice every day, every moment, every interaction. You can care about the noise, or you can care about the outcome. You can care about the opinions, or you can care about your results. You can care about the drama, or you can care about your growth. That's the key. Not caring is a skill. It is a discipline. It is a mental fortress you build brick by brick. Look at the world. People are exhausted, not because they work too hard, not because they aim too high, because they care about the wrong things. They care about likes, shares, and approval. They care about gossip, drama, and judgment. They care about everyone else's narrative except their own, and it costs them their time, their focus, their energy. You don't have to live like that. You have a choice. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. Say it with me. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. This is your mantra. This is your mindset. This is your weapon. Not caring does not mean ignoring consequences. It means ignoring distractions. It means ignoring toxicity. It means ignoring the petty attempts to derail your mission. Every reaction you give to what doesn't matter is energy stolen from what does. Every opinion you internalize that isn't yours is power taken from your future self. Every worry about what people think is time wasted in a prison you never agreed to enter. Stop it. Stop giving. Stop reacting. Instead, Focus. Focus on your work. Focus on your habits. Focus on what moves the needle. The people who win are the people who care only about what builds them. They ignore the noise, the distractions, and the emotional leeches. They act, they create, they elevate. Your care must be intentional. It must be selective. It must be profitable. Ask yourself every day, will this matter in 5 years? If I care about this, will it move my mission forward? If I react, who benefits and at whose expense? Answer honestly, then act or don't. Because the world will try to pull you into battles that aren't yours. It will try to trigger emotions you don't need. It will try to occupy your mind with problems you cannot solve. You have a choice every time. Care about what builds you. Ignore what drains you. Prioritize your peace. Prioritize your energy. Prioritize your results. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. This is a superpower the world doesn't understand. It's quiet. It's subtle. It's lethal. Imagine a CEO in a boardroom. They are focused on profit, growth, strategy. They ignore office gossip. They ignore criticism that doesn't matter. They ignore the people who try to manipulate their emotions. That's power. That's control. That's not caring strategically. Now apply the same to your life. Ignore the haters. Ignore the naysayers. Ignore the people who want to provoke, distract, or control you. Every reaction you withhold strengthens your focus, strengthens your discipline, strengthens your result. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. Let me give you a concrete framework. Step 1. Identify the drains. List every person, habit, notification, and thought that steals your attention. Step 2. Separate. Create boundaries. Remove access. Set limits. Block negativity. Protect your peace. Step 3. Redirect. Put that energy into your work, growth, and mission. Nothing else. Step 4. Repeat daily. This is not a one-time exercise. It is a lifestyle. Every decision, every day, must be filtered through, does this matter? Does this build me? If yes, engage fully. If no, don't. Not caring is not a refusal to feel. Not caring is not denial. Not caring is deliberate allocation of energy. You care only about what builds your future, not about what wastes your energy, not about what creates unnecessary stress, not about what is not yours to carry. Every person who tries to pull you into unnecessary drama doesn't deserve your care. Every opinion that distracts you doesn't deserve your reaction. Every trigger that provokes you doesn't deserve your attention. You have a choice. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. This is the mindset that creates legends. The mindset that allows you to grind, focus, and win without the weight of the world on your shoulders. It is the mindset that turns obstacles into fuel. It is the final chapter in mastering yourself, because after you've protected your peace, after you've trained your focus, after you've prioritized your energy, nothing can touch you. Nothing can derail you. Nothing can stop you. Your life becomes a series of deliberate moves. Your growth becomes unstoppable. So remember, care strategically. Invest your attention wisely. React rarely. Focus always. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to win. You are here to dominate your field, your life, and your destiny. The world will try to distract you. The world will try to provoke you. The world will try to steal your focus. You have a choice. Not caring is your shield. Not caring is your power. Not caring is your weapon. And now, wield it. Use it. Live it. Because when you master the strength of not caring, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, nothing can stop you. Unbothered, unshaken, unstoppable.